Hello YouTube and welcome back to Fire Gaming Project. So in this review, it's going to be another updated review in anticipation of a rerun. And as you can see, this character needs no introduction. It's Raiden Shogun, and it's highly speculated and expected that she will be rerunning officially in 2.5, version 2.5. Now, the date of this publishing of this video is right before the day of the official 2.5 preview live stream happening tomorrow in my time zone. So officially, it is not officially confirmed that Raiden Shogun is coming in 2.5 yet, but it is highly expected that she will be. There are no leaks here, but there's lots of speculation, expectation. Raiden Shogun first debuted in 2.1, so it's following the right timeline that she can make a rerun in 2.5. So let's get to it. And my rebuild of her isn't much different than the original build. It's just that she's just awesome. Now, I will talk about some of the faults of my build, but regardless, she's still a very solid character. I think that she is highly a must pull character for those of you who don't have her yet or are new to the game. Even if you haven't gone to Inazuma yet, you should just pull her, get her into your roster, and then build her slowly as you get into Inazuma, especially if you're newer to the game. If you are around when she was first debuting and you missed her, this is your opportunity to get her. Okay, let's get to it. So you guys have seen I use her heavily as a DPS. Some people do consider her a support DPS or sub DPS. Some people also consider her a supporting character. I don't consider her that way at all. I consider her a DPS, and that's how I built her. So here's her stats. Now I will say one of the faults of my build is that my crit rate is not as high as I would like it to be. I have mentioned this time and time before. I was unfortunate in farming her Emblem of Severed Fate domain, artifact domain, because I was never able to get a good crit rate piece. In fact, to this date, I don't have a crit rate piece. I think I may have gotten one or two, and they had really crappy substats, so I ended up dumping those. So as of right now, I have no crit rate pieces for her circlet in the Emblem of Severed Fate set. Now, her crit damage is okay, but I've seen other people have like 200+%, and that should be better. Some people even have close to 300% energy recharge, and as we know, she does scale off of energy recharge. So anyway, but mine's only above 215, 217 right now, so it's okay. An electro damage bonus is okay, 93 is reasonable, right? Okay, so weapons, obviously I got her the emblem, the engulfing lightning, and as you might be wondering why I have R2, I was lucky and I got two of them back to back on a 10 pole. I believe it was either a 10 pole or it was like single poles, and I got them back to back. So I was super lucky, super. And I didn't even hesitate in this case, because you may have seen my other video that it has been circulating, where I talk about whether or not you should refine your 5-star weapons. So do check that out too if you have time. But anyway, this is one weapon that I chose not to split up and give to two separate characters. I just tried to make my Raiden as strong as possible. Now, if you don't have this, the best other alternative is the Catch. It's a free R5 weapon, and it's going to definitely boost her crit rate for her burst, and it's going to boost her burst damage as well. So basically, that's the best alternative, in my opinion. Now, other people do say that the Primordial Jade Wing Spear is also okay, and it is, but it does take time to build up the stacks, but it's not bad. Other ones that could do well for her are the Skyward Spine. This is a universal weapon. This won't be her best, but it's not horrible, and it does have an energy substat. Of course, she will do well with the Staff of Homa. This one is actually a very universal polearm that most polearm users will do well with. However, the passive is not specifically geared towards her kit because she does not scale off of HP like Hu Tao and Zhongli, but she can do well with it as well. Favonius Lance is definitely a universal weapon, and it is available through the gacha system, so it's not horrible. Blackcliff Pole is also good because it has crit damage on it. This one does require you to kill things on the screen before you can proc the passive, but regardless of that, as a stat stick, the crit damage is not bad, and it does look aesthetically pleasing on her as well. Crescent Pike is okay, but it's not suitable for her because you would not really want to build her as physical damage. You want to view her more specifically only towards Electro, unlike a Kaching where she could go a little bit like physical as well. So this is not the case for her, for Raiden, I mean. Deathmatch is also a very solid option because it has the crit rate substat, and it does have the attack buffing passive as well. Okay, then there's the craftable Catan cross spear. This is elemental mastery, and it's okay, but it's not necessarily one that I would recommend for her. I would also skip the dragon spine spear for the same reason I would skip the crescent pike, because it's physical damage. The Lithic Spear doesn't apply to her because she's not from Liyue, so it's kind of pointless. But if you got this at a high refine, like let's just say R3 and up, and you have more than or three or more, Liyue characters in the party with her, then maybe you could make this work, but it's not preferred. The prototype Star Glitter is another craftable, and it is an energy recharge substat. So this is okay because you will also end up proccing the passive quite often by using the elemental skill. And honestly, it will increase the normal and a charge attack, and you will use those. At least I do, because I like slicing and slashing with her, because she is a DPS in my opinion. This is another elemental mastery one, Dragon's Bane, and it's not specifically for her, so I would skip those. So that's that. Artifact-wise, she has to be the Emblem of Severed Fate. There is no other alternative, in my opinion. There's no point, basically. And you want to veer her towards the crit stats, obviously, if you're going to build her as a DPS. And you want energy recharge substats if possible. As you can see, I don't have that many. So unfortunately, that's why even then, I don't have as much. Like, I only have, I think, one. I think I don't even have that many, yeah. So I'm surprised I even got her energy recharge as high as I did. It's because of the Emblem of Severed Fate giving her a 20% boost as well. Yeah, and of course the 4-piece set gives the elemental burst the extra boost as well, and the maximum elemental burst, sorry, based off of energy recharge. So you want to buff up her energy recharge as high as possible to take advantage of this set. So I haven't buffed her up as much as I would like. I will be refarming the Emblem of Severed Fate domain anyway, because I intend to get Yaimiko at some point, hopefully, with a low spend potentially. And I hope to then farm that dungeon or domain for her, and then hopefully pick up some good pieces that I can use for Raiden as well. Constellation-wise, I did go very heavy on this, so I did bring her up to C3. I want to make this clear. I will say this again and again for all the 5-star characters. So you'll see in the previous Kokomi review, I didn't even go through her constellations. There's really no point, in my opinion, for Kokomi because she is like support character, so there's no point. But for Raiden, because she is a DPS and she has a good set of constellations, I would suggest, I wouldn't say I recommend that you get them, but if you got them, they definitely would make her much better. So C1 will give her her resolve faster, and when other Electro characters use their elemental burst, then the resolve gained is increased, of course, right? And then, yeah, so basically she just gets her stacks up faster. The second one, C2. So C1 is not really necessary, to be honest with you. But anyway, C2, she will ignore 60% of the opponent's defense. Basically, that means that she can basically like cut through their life faster, their shields and their HP basically. So definitely, this is what makes her really strong. C3 is just +3 levels to her E. C4 definitely is for that as well, and all nearby. Sorry, this is the E. This is her burst. This is her Q. Muso Shinsetsu. Sorry. So this is +3 levels for her Q. Because some characters have their E here, but actually in her case it's her Q. It's her burst. This one will also be giving a boost to the nearby characters after her burst is over. It's like a tongue twister burst boost. And then C5 is +3 levels. This one is for her E in this case. And C6 is after her burst, while in her burst, I'm sorry, they're considered part of her elemental burst that will decrease all nearby party members' cooldowns, basically. So not really necessary, to be honest. I went a little bit heavy on this because I wanted her burst to be leveled up, and so I did go that way, but I would suggest that you don't even need any of them, and she'll still be strong at C0, okay? So that would just be my standard statement for most 5-star, if not all 5-star characters, actually. Let me just make that clear. I don't recommend anyone to like spend or to go for it, but if you love the character and you're willing to or okay with it, then go for it, of course. Talents, there's no other introduction here. I mean, I'm sure you guys already know. I triple crowned her since the last time I reviewed her. So I do use her normal and charge attacks. People did question me for that. I do use them heavily. So that's why, for me, it makes sense to crown her for that. For this one, her E is very useful. It's basically a really strong version of Fischl's Bird Oz, and it's very useful for creating reactions and extra damage. So definitely level this up. Her burst is the main source of her major damage, but it does have a timer, obviously, as per most characters' burst. Long story short, you basically just want to like level this up as high as possible in your case, and then you can just like go ham on it once you have it activated. And with high energy recharge means that you can proc this as many times as you can during the battle. Okay, this one will just help with gaining more resolve stacks and Yeah, just as when other characters gain elemental particles and orbs, then she will gain more resolve faster. This one is whenever each 1% above 100% of her energy recharge, then she will get basically energy restoration that's higher, and she'll have more energy electro damage bonus. Again, this is just a scaling above 100% of her energy, so I had 217, so I get a little bit of a boost. Again, some players out there have closer to 300% or more. Definitely try to go as high as possible for energy recharge for her. And the last one, definitely, this is a really nice thing just to have. She makes it discounted for the Mora cost for upgrading swords and polearms. Previously, I did think that she also did it for Claymore, but I stand corrected. It's only swords and polearms. So anyway, without further ado, let's go and kill this thing. And on this team, I do have Kaching just to give the extra Electro bonus. But yeah, we don't need it because, Raiden's going to be able to wipe this really quick. But I will throw down some of these during the shielding phase so that I could basically... Oh, I should have brought a water character with me to break the shield faster, but that's okay. That's not the point. See, I do slash with it, but anyway. Anyway. Okay. I'm trying to do this so I can proc it. Okay, and then we're just gonna... Yeah, that wasn't like the highest because I didn't proc a lot of resolve for it. It was 79,000 or whatever I think I saw, right? Obviously, I did do a few bursts on purpose, as you saw. I should have probably did them away from the boss or away from the flower so that it didn't hit the boss, so that then it would just give the resolve stack for her chakra. But regardless, I mean, it needs no introduction. Everyone knows that she's super strong. I just highly recommend just going for her tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow, sorry, when 2.5 drops. Yeah, definitely when her banner goes live, if she is officially confirmed to, excuse me, if she is officially confirmed to be coming, definitely go ham on and make sure that you try to get her because she is really strong and she is by far the best Electro character in the game. I mean, I have Kaching here, but definitely Kaching stands nowhere close to Raiden Shogun's abilities. I will leave it here. I don't think I need to go any further. Everyone knows that Raiden Shogun's awesome, and she's an Archon, so she's going to be awesome for a long time. Anyway, I've spent a little bit too long on this video, so I'm going to stop it here. But anyway, hopefully you'll check out my other video for Kokumi, and also the next video for Kazuha. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.